Online Safety and Cybercrime Prevention for Individuals. Welcome to Avanzo Cyber Institute. In this session, we are going to explore a topic that affects every single one of us: how to stay safe in the digital world. Today, we live more online than ever before. We shop, work, study, and even build relationships through our devices. But this convenience also opens the door to a range of cyber threats, from scams and identity theft to phishing and data misuse. In this course, we'll help you understand how cybercriminals operate, what signs to watch for, and how simple awareness can make you your own best defense. Point. You'll learn how to recognize risky online behaviors, secure your personal information, and develop safe digital habits that protect not just your data, but your peace of mind. Point. So, get ready to explore the digital world through a safer lens, because being online shouldn't mean being vulnerable. Let's begin our journey to becoming safe and smart online. Module 1. Introduction to Online Safety. Now, what exactly do we mean by online safety? Think of it as your personal security system, but for your digital life. Just like you lock your doors at night to stay safe, online safety is about being aware of the risks that lurk in the digital world and taking the right steps to protect yourself. We're talking about threats like cyberbullying, identity theft, malware, data breaches, and those sneaky phishing emails that try to trick you. Point. But here's something important to remember. Online safety isn't just about installing antivirus software or using strong passwords. It's also about your behavior, knowing whom to trust, what you should and shouldn't share online, how to spot a scam, how to protect your personal space, your data, and yes, even your peace of mind. This is where digital hygiene comes in. Think of it like brushing your teeth, but for your online habits. It's the daily, weekly, and monthly things you do to keep your devices and accounts clean and secure. Remember, the internet can be amazing, but only if you use it wisely. So, as we move forward in this course, keep this in mind. Online safety is not just a skill, it's a mindset. One that keeps you, your family, and your community safe in the digital world. Alright, now let's talk about something that's often overlooked but super important: digital hygiene. You've probably heard of personal hygiene, right? Things like brushing your teeth or washing your hands to stay healthy. Well, digital hygiene is exactly like that, but for your digital life. It's about keeping your devices, your data, and your online accounts clean, organized, and safe. So how do we do that? Here are a few good digital habits. Update your software regularly. Use strong, unique passwords. Clear your browser's cache from time to time. Log out of accounts when you're not using them. But that's not all. Good digital hygiene also means managing your digital clutter, like deleting old files or unused apps. Reviewing which apps have permission to access your data. Checking your privacy settings every once in a while. These small actions might seem simple, but they play a huge role in protecting your digital identity. So, always remember, clean habits lead to a safer digital life. Why online safety matters in the modern digital world. Let me ask you something. How much of your life is online right now? From banking and studying to chatting with friends and booking doctor appointments, almost everything we do is connected to the internet. This is exactly why online safety is no longer optional. It's a necessity. As we rely more on the internet, our vulnerability grows. Cybercriminals are constantly on the lookout, ready to steal information, commit fraud, or even shut down entire systems. And it's not just about hackers. Think about all the platforms collecting your data, what you watch, where you go, even what you think about buying next. Without awareness, you might be giving away too much without even realizing it. Children and older adults are especially at risk. Why? Because they often trust too easily or don't know what signs to look for. Just one wrong move, like clicking a suspicious link or reusing an old password, can lead to serious consequences. So let's be clear. Online safety isn't just about using antivirus software. It's about protecting your privacy, your money, your peace of mind, and even your mental health. In today's world, online safety is a life skill. And the sooner we all master it, the safer our digital future will be. Real life stories or incidents to set the context. Let's now shift gears and talk about real life incidents because sometimes hearing what's happened to others helps us understand the gravity of online threats more clearly. Case 1. The Facebook friend scam. Imagine this. A young woman in India scrolling through Facebook receives a friend request from a man claiming to be a doctor from the UK. Polite messages turn into friendly chats. Slowly, he earns her trust, even promising expensive gifts. Then one day, she receives a call from someone posing as a customs officer, saying her gifts are stuck at the airport. The only way to get them released? Pay a customs clearance fee. Believing the story, she pays over 5 lakh rupees. Only later does she discover it was all a scam. This real incident teaches us an important lesson. Never trust strangers online, no matter how convincing they seem. And always verify identities before sharing personal or financial information. Case 2. Ransomware attack on a hospital. Now let's look at something more alarming. In 2020, a German hospital was paralyzed by a ransomware attack. The hackers locked down the entire IT system. Doctors and nurses couldn't access patient records or emergency data. A woman in need of urgent care had to be redirected to another hospital and she died on the way. This was one of the first known deaths directly caused by a cyber attack. This tragic story reminds us that cybersecurity is not just about data. It's about real lives. Sectors like healthcare, where delays can be fatal, are especially vulnerable. Case 3. The rise of sextortion among teens. Now let's talk about a dark and rising threat, sextortion. Across the world, teenagers are being targeted by cybercriminals who trick them into sharing explicit photos or videos. What starts as a fake friendship or an online flirtation quickly turns into blackmail. The scammer threatens to share the content with friends or family unless they're paid, or worse, unless they send more photos. The consequences? Devastating. From anxiety and shame to mental health breakdowns, and in some tragic cases, even suicide. This highlights why digital literacy and parental awareness are crucial. Teens need to know, once something is shared online, it can be used against you. Each of these stories teaches us something powerful. Don't overshare or trust blindly online. Cybersecurity failures can be fatal. Emotional manipulation is a powerful tool for attackers. These aren't just stories, they are warnings. And the best way to stay safe? Awareness, caution, and action. Understanding your digital footprint. Let's now take a deeper look at the concept of the digital footprint. You might think that only your posts or comments online count, but in reality, every click, search, scroll, or swipe contributes to your digital identity. What is a digital footprint? A digital footprint is the trail of data you leave behind every time you go online. This includes the websites you visit, your social media activity, search history, the photos you upload, your online shopping behavior, even your smartphone's GPS tracking. Point. Just like real footprints in sand, your digital footprint tells a story. But unlike those in sand, these don't wash away easily. They can be stored for years, analyzed by data companies, or worse, misused by cybercriminals. Active versus passive digital footprints. Let's explore this further through the two main types of digital footprints. Your active digital footprint is the data you knowingly share online. For example, posting a selfie, commenting on a news article, or filling out a sign-up form on a website. You're aware of these actions, and you're choosing to share that information. But there's another side, your passive digital footprint. These are data traces you leave without even realizing it. For instance, when a website tracks your location, collects your IP address, or records what you're clicking even if you don't submit anything or interact. Passive footprints are often created through third-party tracking tools like cookies or embedded ads, which silently monitor your behavior across multiple websites. Point. Many users have no idea how much information is being gathered about them passively, and this is where awareness becomes critical. Why should you care? You might wonder, so what if my data is out there? Well, Your digital footprint can be used to shape everything from the ads you see to the prices you're offered on products and services. In some cases, it can even influence your job prospects or college admissions, as recruiters or institutions may look into your online persona. And if this data falls into the wrong hands, it can be used for identity theft, social engineering scams, or to impersonate you online. So what's the takeaway? Understanding and managing your digital footprint is the first step toward taking control of your privacy and security online. And that brings us to our next important topic, managing your digital footprint and building safer habits. How your data is collected and used. Let's talk about something that affects all of us. Every single time we go online, how your data is collected and used. Every click, scroll, like, or search you make is not just a digital footprint, it's a data point. Your actions are monitored, recorded, and very often repurposed for commercial gain. So how exactly is this done? Data is collected using mechanisms like cookies, invisible trackers, app permissions, browser fingerprinting, and those little social media plugins you see embedded everywhere. Point. Using all this information, companies create detailed profiles of your preferences, habits, even your moods and beliefs. And what happens next? This data feeds into algorithms and complex systems that decide what you see on your screen. For example, your Facebook feed isn't random. It's tailored based on your likes, shares, and what you linger on. Google and YouTube do the same. Your search results and video recommendations are shaped by your past activity. Then there's advertising. Ever searched for a product and seen ads for it follow you across the web? That's algorithmic tracking in action. Some people say it's convenient, others feel it's invasive and manipulative. This raises big concerns around digital privacy and something experts call surveillance capitalism. That's the monetization of your private behavior. Dangers of oversharing personal information online. Now let's shift to another critical topic, oversharing personal information online. Have you ever posted a picture of your vacation while still on it? Or shared your pet's name, your child's school, or your birthday? These might seem harmless, but cybercriminals can weaponize this information. For instance, something as simple as your pet's name could help a hacker answer your security questions, or even crack your password. Other times, cybercriminals use overshared data for identity theft, phishing, or social engineering. Then, there are more severe risks. Oversharing can lead to stalking, harassment, or even doxing, which means leaking your private information publicly with the intent to cause harm. Point. It's important to remember, once something is online, it's nearly impossible to erase. So here's your takeaway. Think before you post. Understand your privacy settings. And treat your online presence with the same caution you would apply to your home security. Because online safety isn't just about firewalls and passwords. It starts with you and your choices.